And down to the bottom left-hand corner of Daybreak, we have a red Pro Toss player hailing from the team Prime. That is Creator, and his opponent in the upper right-hand corner, the champion from Fnatic, our green Terran player, it is Rain.
The game of Rain falls mainly on the Daybreak.
Yes.
That's right. All right, so Rain, if he can get a quick 2-0 here, that'll be a lot of, I don't know, you know, that sense didn't work out. Let me try it. If Rain can get a quick 2-0 here, that'll be a great start to winning this match. It gets him a good sort of moral ground to sort of stand on, or moral boost, or morale boost, not moral ground. He's not like, I should win this match.
I have
on the moral standings that I play the Terran race.
Views.
It's manifest destiny.
Yes.
That's right.
Fnatic's manifest destiny.
Oh, I'm doing fantastic today.
It's all right.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing great.
Amazing. We're gassing StarCraft, and it is fun, and I hope you guys are enjoying it out there, and I hope you guys are ready for IPL 4. It's actually 3 weeks from today. It's 3 weeks from today. That's ridiculous. And it's going to be incredible, and I hope you guys are going to be there in person, of course. Tickets.IGN.com, that's where you want to go. VIP tickets are sold out, but we have plenty of general admission available as well.
It could.
And going very, very fast, though.
Could very well be the best StarCraft 2 event of all time.
I certainly think that between the pools and between the open bracket players that are going to be there, the GSTL finals, I think all the players from the GSTL finals being in the open bracket is what I meant to say, that it could very well be one of, if not the hardest tournaments of all time. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I've been hearing that from a lot of pro players, actually, too. They're like, wow, this is like the hardest tournament outside of Code S. And I'm like, good. We want the best.
And I'm not going to lie, with the amount of Code S players we have there, it may even, and the amount of former Code S champions and things like that, it may very well be the hardest tournament.
Maybe. It's tough to say. Depends on how the players play more than anything, but it's going to be tough for everybody involved. I mean, whoever wins that thing is going to be really, really deserving of that prize pool, obviously. And look at that. It is a command center. I believe there was a barracks there for a second, but that was probably a misclick.
No, I don't know if it was, because that was before the scout got in there. Then the scout saw that it was a gateway first and decided, we're not going to put on that pressure. I don't have gas yet. I'm going to go to a fast expand.
I thought the SCV was already in there.
Ah, gotcha.
But, well, tomato, tomato. Doesn't apply there.
Potato, potato.
When in Rome.
Yes. Finish your statement.
Do as the Romans do.
Oh, no, that's how it went.
That's right.
All right. Anyway, subtle Anchorman references.
Oh, man. I sometimes want a sequel to that, but sometimes I don't, because it was just so perfect the way it was. Just
it's one of those movies like Super Troopers to me that whenever I watch it by myself, I'm like, huh. But then I watch it in a large group of people, and I can't stop laughing.
Wasn't as big of a fan of Super Troopers.
Oh, Super Troopers in a group of people? Amazing. Amazing.
I'll take your word for it.
All right.
Probe coming in. He's going to check out that bunker there. And the bunker is finished just in time for that Stalker to not really do a whole lot.
Yes. Oh, one of the... Let's see here. I think there were 3 Marines behind that, though.
Yeah, I think maybe one of them got killed. But that Zealot is certainly not going to get... Well, all right. The Marines may not micro as well, so good. And that Zealot just being very, very annoying. Same with the Stalker.
Yes, it is.
Creator.Prime expanding behind this as well.
Yeah, no real surprise doing a 1-gate expand. This is a little more traditional Creator.Prime. 1-gate expand, 3-gate robo, double forge, kind of macro you to your heart's content after that.
Well, just the way he's been doing this is much more safe. I mean, his warp gate research is almost done already. You know, he has no danger at all to worry about from any sort of like early bio play from Rain. So Creator.Prime at this point is at least going to go into you know, a mid to late game situation, if not, you know, late game, depending on the strategies, of course, that each player does. But right now, I would say he's probably feeling very comfortable.
Once again, Creator, his creatoriest will play towards that super late game scenario. And now he's going to deal with kind of an interesting build out of Rain. Rain decided to go double gas after 1-Rack's gasless FE, immediately putting up a reactor and putting up a second barracks and a factory at the same time. So really investing in tech early on, but we'll have quite a few very upgraded units to take advantage of that soon.
Yep. And you know, this is one thing that a lot of Protoss players do, but Creator.Prime, I would say, is one of the better ones at it. Just using that early Stalker to really see everything he can see. As you can see, he hardly ever takes any actual damage on it. Just kind of pokes in, sees the gas there, as you're pointing out. So, yeah, Creator.Prime doing everything he can to make sure he has the most information possible, and he's already got an observer on the way as well. So this is really the position, you know, like we mentioned earlier, that Creator.Prime just loves to be in. You know, he's going to know everything, unless he scouts really badly with that observer for some reason. He should know that there will be Banshees on the way here.
It looks like Rain may be going for that Nada-style Banshee tank build here, as he already does have the 2 barracks down. He's producing a lot of unupgraded Marines for the time being.
Yep. It's a pretty powerful style. You can take a very safe second base and sometimes put some pressure on your opponent as well. It's kind of nice on this map. You can just kind of park the tanks on the low ground and just kind of slow push up into the natural if you want to. And look at this, Creator.Prime going for a 3rd base.
Oh, wow.
For pretty much anything else there. Yeah, he's got 3 gates right now. He's got his Robo, but a 3rd base very, very quickly here. And will Rain scout that early enough? That's kind of the question here. I mean, I would assume that Banshee is probably going to be sent around the top to kind of come around the left side, just because you want to kind of look for that 3rd base in some way around this time in the game.
Oh, Creator.
But he might get away with it.
Creator went up and he saw the tech lab that was producing something, figure its cloak, and he saw the starport that was up, but he didn't go far enough to move up and see the factories, and I don't believe there were any tanks out at that point, no. So he knows he's going to see Banshees. Clearly, he's producing his 3rd observer right now, but he has not decided to, or he doesn't know yet. He may figure that it's going to be there, especially with the 3rd gas.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know absolutely for certain that there are tanks coming out.
By seeing a barracks with a reactor on it and seeing that starport and making that Banshee, he should know that there should be tanks. There's a very strong likelihood, that is, of tanks out for Rain. It's pretty rare when you see Banshees in the bio, so I think Creator.Prime is going to be fairly well prepared for this. He's making an Immortal right now, but what does he have? Yeah, he already has an Observer there with Stalkers in position to handle this Banshee. So Rain's going to have to micro really well to try to do any damage to this. Yep, and he knows the Observer's there right away. Yep, just flies away with that Banshee. And he may just decide to go home with this, too. He may just decide to wait and make this part of his army later on, rather than try to just poke here and there and just kind of cause damage to his Banshee that he's going to need to repair later.
So it's 4 gates up and a Robo for Creator. He is, you know, he's prioritizing units right now. It's normally now we'd see those double forges cranking out upgrades for him, but of course that's going to come a lot later. A weird little sad face of units down in the mini-map that's taking out these destructible debris, because he really didn't like losing that Banshee, or not having that Banshee nullified, I should say.
They're like, well, we don't want to kill those rocks after all.
That's quite all right. That's their choice. We leave it to them. We don't judge here.
Nope. They're merciful.
Yes.
Rocks are thankful. The pile of debris, anyway, or whatever it is, it's going to break through the middle here. But so Rain, yeah, he's going to try for this push here. Has he scouted the 3rd yet? Did he? I don't know if he saw that with the Banshee or not. I didn't check. No, he doesn't know that there's a 3rd there. So this could be something that he sends right to the 3rd base just to kind of check and put pressure on it, or he could decide to try to push the natural. We'll have to see what decision he decides to make. Either one, I think, would be quite a strong attack for Creator to deal with. Looks like he is going to go straight up the natural. And this is going to be interesting here. He scans and sees the army for Creator. If Creator defends this well, he's going to be so far ahead, being that he's got his 3rd base up for so long and his opponent has no idea.
Oh boy, SEVs. This is a very strong push for Rain. He's making his way in. There are 3 Cloaked Banshees sitting on the top as well. The Immortal's already taking some damage. There's the full stim from the Marines, pulling units back into the siege fire as well. Zealots are able to get up there with pretty good force fields and neutralize a lot of Marines, but there's just so much fire being dished out. The Immortals are not able to make their way up to the front to start picking away at the tanks. Most of the Marines have been dealt with, and a couple of the Banshees as well. Just 1 remaining there. Creator holds off for now, but the real push is soon to come, as Rain is starting to put down a couple of bunkers. He's neutralizing, oh wow, 2 of the Observers with the same scan. A good little effort from him.
It's a really tough situation for Creator. You really need Colossi in this case to be able to handle something like this. It's very difficult to do with Immortals when the Terran opponent gets in a position like this. So Creator.Prime already in a little bit of trouble here. And he's not really showing any signs of going up to Colossi at this point. He's actually going for Zealot Charge out of that Twilight Council, too. And that may work out okay. It could distract the tanks and the Marines for long enough for the Immortals to get in position. But look, here he goes. Already 2 bunkers up, though.
Yeah, we'll see if that's going to be enough. Not a lot of SCVs around to repair up this time, so bunkers are going to go down pretty quickly. One of the tanks has fallen. Another one actually on the left fell as well. But the Immortals are now all gone. It's just pure Stalkers, and that's not the army that you want to go up against. This tank's dealing out their damage quite effectively. Creator did warp in a couple of units to take out the Marines on the left-hand side.
Yeah, so Rain does know about the 3rd base as well. All the Marines are pretty much gone here, not even in the bunkers, so it's pretty much just tanks. So Creator.Prime, oh, never mind. Big reinforcement for Marines.
Yeah, but you know, he's not taken any economic damage quite yet, and you know, his army it's not just maintaining; it's getting a little bit stronger now that charge is done. He's prioritizing zealots as well.
High ground too.
Oh yes, there is, and it's picking away at the bunker. That's going to die right away. So there's going to be no bunkers for these Marines. In fact, that one just gets canceled right away. One Banshee falls. Creator, he's holding on pretty well.
Well, Rain is all in, man. I mean, he needs to make this attack work or he loses the game. I mean, I respect what he's trying to do. A lot of people are like, oh, 2-base play from Rain. But the thing is he's doing the smart thing. You don't want to go into a late game TVP against Creator.Prime. It's like suicidal in most cases. So Rain knows that his best chances of victory is to end the game early. And that's exactly what he's trying to do here. I don't know if it's going to work out, though. More Immortals on the way for Creator. Blink as well. Still not going for Colossi yet, but he's not in bad shape overall.
Let's see if he's able to get a scan, and he does. Starts to go after that Immortal. It's what I was waiting for. We have a few Marines over on the left-hand side as well. It's going to force a warp in here from Creator in just a second, but Creator's just going to go for it. While his opponent is distracted, he's going to go right through a couple of the bunkers. The third one's never going to get out. This Immortal actually picking away the tanks pretty effectively. It's just tanks left, and it looks like Creator is going to be able to finally bust through this tank line.
Yeah, it looks like he is. Those Immortals are so good against siege tanks. That hardened shield really makes them last forever. And a little bit of damage being done at the third, but he hardly lost any probes at all. Oops, the Marines taking out some of those very expensive units for Creator in the middle of the map here.
Yeah. Yep. So Rain will kill a couple of those. Doesn't get the last Immortal either, and that siege tank just wants to run away. That Immortal licking his chops right now, going to make his way up, but won't be able to catch up to the siege tank for now. Creator just going to kind of try and chase it down, but Rain, he's not looking so good.
Yeah, and look at this Robotics Bay on the way for Creator.Prime. Rain going for a double engineering bay, and he will have his upgrades potentially a little bit earlier than Creator.Prime, since Creator.Prime is just now putting down his first forge here. So 1-1's going to be up a little bit quicker. Is there any sign of a third command center for Rain here, though? Doesn't look like it quite yet. All right. So, yeah, it looks like he's still going to try to sit on 2 bases. I'm a little bit surprised he's getting those 2 engineering bays. He might be planning on some sort of timing with +1 then in that case. Otherwise, that might be money better spent on a third command center, even though he is a bit behind at this point. But he's going for it. Still wants to just end this game early on, but it's getting to the point where it's kind of getting into that later game situation that Creator.Prime plays so well in.
Yeah. I mean, just sitting on those 3 bases right now is such a big benefit to him. He's got Colossi, he's got upgrades coming up. He's able to drive away a Banshee, almost kills it, as a matter of fact. Small pack of bio units going to try and make their way into the third, but Creator, oh no! Turn around! There we go. Okay. He is going to see it. Starts turning around. Drops down a couple of units that delay for a second. Rain going to try and pick off a couple of probes, but not worth the investment of that many Marines.
Yeah, no problem at all. Rain just trying to maybe buy a little bit of time there with that. He's reproducing his army, so this will be something to do with +1. And still no third base. I mean, it's too late. I don't think there's going to be a third base in this game, it looks like.
No.
That was kind of determined about 8 minutes ago now or so. But we'll have to see how he can do. I mean, he's repairing everything up. He's getting set. He's getting ready to make this attack, but will it be strong enough to take down the very strong late-game army of Creator.Prime here? He's adding on his Colossi. He's getting his upgrades. So far ahead in supply right now as well.
Yeah, second Colossus just about to hit Templar Archive, so he'll have a tech switch available. You know, because the Banshees are actually going to prove to be pretty effective against the Colossi as well. But, man, Templar are still going to kind of wreck this. Even if Rain is able to do a little bit of damage, Creator can just tech switch, and Templar with Storm and/or Archon is going to be so strong.
Yep. More probes being transferred there, and Creator.Prime's army has got to feel pretty cool right now, man.
Yeah,
they're like, we are just unstoppable. You know, we've got some Immortals in our army, but you might as well call all of us Immortals.
They were. This is looking less like the stand of the 300 that we saw before, though, and more like Xerxes' army now, because that's pretty gross how much damage output is sitting in that force.
Rain still has a pretty strong army here. He's going to go after that third base, but I think Creator.Prime's going to pick up some tanks from behind. In fact, he will. There he goes. Attacks coming in from both sides. Will Creator.Prime's positioning be good enough to beat this?
Oh, it looks like the Colossi. They're taking a little bit of damage. The Banshees are not being dealt with quite yet, but he has just devastated a couple of the tanks. Now, finally, Rain's starting to fight back against this, but look at the reinforcements from Creator. He's warping in so many units. The Banshees are going to go down in a second. There's the GG. Creator.Prime has tied up the set.